We're losing our minds. Depression, anxiety and other disorders are on the rise. But what are the solutions to this mental health crisis? We explore the big questions and unique approaches to boosting our psychological well-being. On this week's show, Argentina has more psychologists per capita than anywhere on Earth. We meet 3 therapists with very different approaches. And Iceland has the highest rate of antidepressant use in Europe. We ask if prescription drugs are the answer in one of the world's happiest countries. This is Mindset. It's Saturday night in Buenos Aires. While others might be out partying, psychologist Ignacio Lavache is running group therapy. Tonight's topic, freedom.
Mi nombre es Melissa y para mí la libertad es tranquilidad.
Mi nombre es Cristina y para mí la libertad es aire libre.
But this bohemian psychologist doesn't want his pupils to think or reflect too long. Soon, they'll be dancing the night away.
Psicotango, digamos, la estructura de los encuentros tiene un 70% de movimiento del cuerpo, un 30% digamos, de teoría y un 100% de efectividad. Eso lo garantizo. Vamos a empezar a armar el cuerpo del tango.
Yeah, you heard right. Psychotango. About 20 years ago, Ignacio joined forces with a tango master and a fellow psychologist to create this unique fusion of 2 of Argentina's great passions.
Sí, yo creo que la clave, digamos, de todo está justamente en la unión entre cuerpo, mente y espíritu, ¿no? Ahí está la clave de la parte terapéutica, sobre todo de la psicología, ¿no?
What do you think people are looking for in these sessions?
Bueno, es muy poderoso. Entonces tratamos de no ir por la técnica, porque eso está para los maestros, para los profesores, que son más técnicos de tango. Nosotros vamos más por la sensibilidad, la conexión, la improvisación, la cosa más profunda, ¿no? Hagan doble, hagan doble. Y creo que esa es la idea, la intención de psicotango. Focalizar todo el mundo externo e ir hacia el interior para realmente conectarse con uno mismo. Yo creo que más que nada la gente que viene a psicotango es la gente sensible y la gente en búsqueda de conexión, ¿no? Vas a encontrar la medicina perfecta para el alma.
In the session, the participants wear blindfolds. When I ask Ignacio why, well, he says I have to experience the magic for myself.
Close your eyes.
Yep.
Okay, don't worry, it's all under control.
Okay, that makes me feel very much at ease.
Relax, please, and feel the breathing. Feel your breathing, feel the breathing of Melissa. Okay, balance. You are already practically dancing. You can walk a little bit forward, yeah? Mm-hmm. Yes.
What do you kind of equate this to? Is this like a meditation or?
Exactly, because tango is an inner dance.
Mm-hmm.
As our dance moves come to an end, Ignacio asks me how it felt.
It kind of feels like you're rocking in a crib and you're a baby. Yeah, it's quite an unusual experience. I've never really thought about dancing with the blindfold on, but yeah, it certainly has some form of therapeutic quality.
What you just said is perfect, because the baby, no? When I have a baby, no? I do this movement, no? I look at the baby, I take care of him, no? Then we come into tango and we just dance when we were babies with our mother. It's exactly the same thing.
Well, thank you for the education. Ignacio's approach is quite left field and colourful, but there are more than 130,000 psychologists here in Argentina, and I'm going to meet one who offers a more typical therapeutic approach?
A large number of therapists work in a hipster neighbourhood of Buenos Aires called Palermo.
Victoria, hey. Lovely to meet you.
Victoria Balella's apartment doubles as her consulting room. For $15 an hour, she provides her mostly middle-class patients with psychoanalysis, Argentina's most popular therapy.
In terms of demand, would you say that you're completely booked out?
Sí, sí. Tuve que rechazar, de hecho, 4 pacientes en las últimas 2 semanas porque no tengo más espacio.
Victoria says therapy is a process that can last for years. Psychoanalysis focuses on the unconscious mind, dreams and memories to help patients gain new insight. I'll let Victoria explain.
Alguien llega presentando un problema y uno empieza como a historizar la vida de ese paciente y, bueno, terminás hablando de tus años de la infancia y de cómo eso tiene relación con lo que te pasa hoy. Entonces, digamos que el psicoanálisis es, de alguna manera, un camino que empieza en un lugar y no sabes a dónde te puede llevar. Pero a veces ayuda mucho como a reconstruir, ¿no? ¿Cuándo te empezó a pasar? Es una de las preguntas que Freud además recomendaba hacer. Como, bueno, ¿desde cuándo? ¿No? Hacer ese historial permite como ubicar una lógica.
Books by the Austrian psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud have been popular in Argentina for a century. Waves of European immigration created a population in search of identity and, well, meaning. And now, in the age of quick fixes, many Argentinians are still willing to spend years on journeys of self-discovery.
Es como una travesía. Digamos, por ejemplo, la paciente que tiene más antigüedad que estoy atendiendo ahora, la atiendo hace 7 años. ¿Vas a terapia?
Yeah, I've been and seen a psychologist, but usually it's only when you have a problem that you have to navigate. Like this idea of going every week for many years is something that would actually quite scare me.
Sí, en un sentido es un trabajo arduo, pero yo soy paciente además de otro analista y mi análisis yo lo tengo hace 12 años con esta analista.
There have been times where I've felt sad, I've felt angry, and I've gone and seen a psychologist. And that's because, in my personal life, both my parents died in hospital separately before I turned 35. As a journalist, I've covered a range of traumatic incidents, terrorist attacks, natural disasters, a genocide. So I get the need to seek help when you're in trouble, but, every week, as a form of self-improvement, I just don't think that's for me.
Still, it's hard to ignore the need for therapy in today's world. Anxiety, depression, and other psychological illnesses have skyrocketed since the pandemic. And the mental health crisis has been felt here too, as Argentina endured some of the world's longest lockdowns. This South American nation is no stranger to adversity. Military coups, dictatorships, devastating economic recessions. In a country facing financial turmoil and one of the world's highest inflation rates, those who can't afford private therapists can still access psychological help. At this community health centre on the outskirts of Buenos Aires, the doors are open to everyone.
In this community, what are the particular needs that you see?
Aquí hay muchas y todo tipo de problemáticas que nos toca acompañar, atravesadas por la violencia, también muchos tipos de necesidades ligadas con lo económico, con lo social y además trabajamos con todas las edades, atendemos todo tipo de problemáticas y todas las edades.
Psychologist Carolina Weineman oversees mental health outreach here.
Todos los servicios son gratuitos y son parte de la propuesta de la Secretaría de Salud Pública.
It's amazing.
Sí, la salud pública en Argentina en general está pensada como universal y gratuita, una cobertura pública gratuita. Y queremos que así siga siendo.
Carolina invites me to watch a group session at the centre. where local women are using ribbons as part of an imagination exercise. It's actually hard to work out who is running the course and who is benefiting from it. That's because former clients of the program have become the therapists.
Yo llegué acá al SIC hace 7 años a ser parte de este espacio porque estaba pasando por momentos difíciles. Lo que hacemos es un trabajo corporal en donde involucramos las emociones y tratamos de que los pensamientos puedan ceder un poco un tiempo en donde nos dedicamos a trabajar específicamente con el cuerpo y con la respiración. Vemos llegar personas que llegan en estados que están muy con ataques de pánico, que a veces no pueden salir a la calle solas, que cuando llegan acá al espacio a veces lloran durante un tiempo, van abriéndose a trabajar y a medida que va pasando el tiempo hemos visto muchas personas que con el tiempo empiezan a salir de todas esas situaciones, empiezan a viajar solas, empiezan a hacer un caminito de recuperar su vida.
Carolina says the centre enables the whole community to be empowered through therapy.
No es psicología pobre para pobres, es una integralidad en la salud que ojalá pueda ser concebida como un derecho humano.
You know, when I first heard about Argentina's obsession with psychology, I thought people might be self-absorbed, at the very least overthinkers. But since being here, I've discovered that people really care about their mental health, and therapy is a tool of good to help the most vulnerable. And you know, whether you're into blindfolds or ribbons, that's a beautiful thing.
After Argentina, I'm curious to know what solutions are out there in countries where mental health support is in short supply. The Nordic region of Europe has some of the world's highest rates of prescription drug usage to treat illnesses like depression.
Our journey begins here in rural Iceland. I'm meeting users of antidepressants to find out if these pills are helping to improve their mental health.
Birna Osp Trostadottir was just 14 when she took her first pill for anxiety and depression. In Iceland, prescription drug use amongst young girls has risen by around 90% over the past decade.
I've been using them for 10 years. They've changed me a lot. It kind of changed me from being just a little anxious and depressed girl into someone who can regulate their emotions. I first started going to a therapist when I was little, like, I don't know, 8, 9, due to bullying in school. I tried like meditation as well, just nothing seemed to do the trick. I was getting anxiety attacks every day before school. For me, it was basically I didn't fit in. I was a quiet kid, and I also have Tourette syndromes, so I got bullied a lot.
Birna says she spiralled further after she was sexually assaulted at a scout camp.
It was a turning point that made my depression and anxiety a lot worse. And it just got worse over the years because I didn't talk about it. So eventually I just broke down.
Oh, nice.
Rural communities are among the highest users of antidepressants in Iceland.
Me and my sister, we both take it, and some of my friends take it as well. So it's definitely a pretty common thing.
Can you imagine life without them?
Nope. I went like a week or something without taking them, and the withdrawal symptoms were bad. I was just endless crying. I was so dizzy and hot and cold. It was horrifying. So I don't really want to go off them if I don't have to.
How does that sit with you personally?
A coping tool is a coping tool. I would definitely not be in the same place I am right now.
In rural Iceland, are there alternatives to antidepressants?
Not really. There's not a good access to therapists. It's very difficult to get an appointment. It can be super expensive and just a pain.
Listening to Berna's story, she's definitely strong and she's definitely a survivor. But is she using antidepressants as a sort of stopgap to deal with trauma, to navigate problems? Maybe. But if the system is expensive, understaffed, who am I to judge?
In Iceland, a box of antidepressants is 7 times cheaper than an hour with a psychologist. It's why prescription pills are seen as a quick, easy treatment in a country whose mental health system is plagued by staff shortages and long waiting times.
It's broken, it needs money, it needs resources. I feel like in the system you're just a number on a paper and they just want to get rid of you.
Nina Karla-Karlasdottir's punk group is trying to strike a chord in a country famous for Björk and a sea of alternative musicians. Today, Nina is rehearsing a song about being trapped in a violent relationship. It's just one of the many traumas she's experienced.
I started getting antidepressants when I was 15 or 16, and it was just like the way it was presented to me was you have depression and anxiety, and here's a pill that will solve all your problems. When I was 17, I attempted suicide, and after 2 days at the hospital, they just gave me a new prescription for antidepressants and sent me on my way.
Then came postnatal depression, emotional burnout, and the abusive relationship. Therapy didn't help, and after multiple suicide attempts, Nina was admitted to a psychiatric unit.
I just remember thinking, I'm gonna feel like this forever, and there's nothing I can do about it. That I had to be depressed and or take pills for the rest of my life. It wasn't good.
Nina's stopped taking antidepressants for now, but she's not against using pills again if a crisis occurs.
I hope that I never have to use them again. But if and when I will.
And that's okay, right?
Yeah, that's okay. They can help me. And I just don't take them and then just go lay in bed and wait, like I did before. Now I'm not on pills, but I did the work to get there, to be able to quit the drugs.
By work, Nina's referring to the program she's done here at Huguraf. It's the largest peer-run organisation providing mental health services in the country. Offering support and activities that enable people to design their own path to recovery, Huguraf turned Nina's life around. Today, she volunteers here.
How does Huguraf get it right, where perhaps the traditional mental health system does not?
There's no time limit and you're in charge of your own recovery. Like when I was quitting my medication, I was getting helpful tips and stuff. And when I started them again, I told them about it and they were like, okay, great for you. Like each individual does what works for them.
I look around and I see people just doing their own thing. It's not like you're in a centre and sitting in a room and being spoken to. People are working on their own projects, working on themselves.
Yeah, it's not the staff place to tell people what to do here.
Greta Bjornsson works as a guidance counsellor here. He says Huguraf's community-oriented approach is considered radical in Iceland.
What Huguraf does is we are an open house. We welcome people in and we offer them many things. You can play music, you can do arts and crafts, you can do yoga, you can come here for a cup of coffee, chit chat, or you can go into quite more serious meetings and talk about your experience, your trauma, your feelings. Here, you can just be yourself.
Iceland consistently tops the list of the world's happiest nations. But Greta says that's an illusion. Rather, it's a society that needs to make space for people to embrace their emotions.
We have medicalized our emotional life too much. We are really quick when we're having a crisis to think, oh, I need to go to the doctor, and when you go to a doctor, you're going to get prescribed medicine, especially antidepressant and anti-anxiety. And I'm worried people go there too quickly and don't ask themselves the serious question, like, why am I feeling this? Can I get through this? What can I do?
So how do you want the system to change? Like what would be a good outcome?
We want the government to fund better alternative approaches, so they are reliable and viable option for people who want to try something else than the medical model treatment.
To explore alternative options out there, Greta invites me to join in an afternoon activity with members of Hugoraf. Cold immersion therapy, a popular Icelandic pastime.
Begin. Out.
But before we take the plunge, one member, Carl Carlson, leads us in some breath work.
15, faster. 5. Deep. Deep. Last final inhale. Keep our eyes closed. Notice that we're not cold anymore. Breathe in. And let's be louder than the chopper. Oh! Yeah!
Is the trick just run straight in or just
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Take control of the water. It's okay. Control the water. Get with me. Come on. Breathe. Breathe. You gotta breathe. Come on. Woo. Yeah. Woo.
I feel like I'm encased in a glacier.
That was bone-chilling.
What happens if you actually breathe now and notice how warm the freezing air is compared to the ocean, right? Woo, that was 2 minutes.
Felt like a lifetime.
Go to the hot tub.
Back in the warm embrace of a geothermal pool, Greta says this experience is more than just a quick dip.
How has sea bathing helped you?
Definitely helped me reduce my anxiety. Started doing it 2016-17 when I was just overwhelmed with stress. As soon as I hit the cold water, everything was quiet. Everything was quiet, and when I came up and I regenerated my heat, it was like a start over again. You know, start over again with my nervous system.
It's like a drug.
Yeah, you feel euphoria after it. And we just had a dip.
Back at Nina's house, she's trying out a new look on one of her friends. It's no typical makeover. Nina now works on film and theatre productions as a special effects makeup artist.
So what is your dream?
I'm living it. I'm in a really good place. I can actually honestly say, and I don't know, a few years ago I couldn't have imagined it, being in this place, like no way.
And what draws you to this style of makeup?
The messiness of it. It's the simple answer, really, because I'm not good with the fine lines. I'm not good with the, like, everything needs to be perfect. So I love doing messy work.
By embracing imperfection, Nina has learnt to let go of her worries and focus on the present.
I was always thinking of what happens next.
Love it.
And it was usually with anxiety. I was scared of the future and I was depressed about the past. So after working out the past, I'm seeing that I cannot be dwelling in what may or may not happen. Just enjoy the now.